Now at 6, why the city of Carthage, Missouri might have to find a new option for housing stray animals. Plus, how inflation is impacting spending ahead of the 4th of July weekend. And a fireworks fundraiser will help people looking to get a new start.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Might be changes coming to how the city of Carthage handles stray animals. This is KOAM News at 6. The Carthage Humane Society and the city are negotiating their annual contract for the intake of animals from animal control. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke with the city administrator.
Carthage Humane Society is seeking more funding from its annual contract with the city of Carthage. They want to increase their funding from $36,000 to $48,000.
They're just in a position where they believe their costs have increased so much that it's just not worth it for them to take our animals for the same amount as we paid them this year.
The Humane Society is not a for-profit shelter. The increase in wages, animal medical care, and utilities is why their old contract with the city is insufficient.
I hear people saying, well, there's a dispute or a conflict. I've talked with the president of the Humane Society pretty much every day. We get along great. It's just one of those things, right? You offer a contract, people can take it or not, and it's just part of doing business. Everybody just honestly just has to do what they think is best to serve their communities.
If there's no compromise between the city of Carthage and the Humane Society, the police department will look for other options for animal control. In Carthage, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
The Carthage Humane Society declined an interview request. If the city of Carthage and the Humane Society are not in agreement by July 17th, the Humane Society will not be the city's animal shelter for the first time in 74 years. 2 people are arrested for allegedly making bomb threats to an area courthouse. The Woodson County Sheriff's Office says it received a call a little after 1 p.m. yesterday about a bomb threat at the county courthouse. The Sheriff's Office evacuated the courthouse and the surrounding businesses until bomb-sniffing dogs could clear the area. Nothing was found. Today, 2 men were arrested, and they're awaiting potential charges of terrorist threat and criminal threat. Hot weather heading into the weekend. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's been hot over the past couple days, and the humidity is starting to creep back in, and that's what we're going to have to deal with as we go into the weekend, and of course on the holiday itself on Monday. For us this evening, most of us are fairly quiet except some isolated thunderstorms in our far northwestern counties, mainly just north of Yates Center, just north of Iola. These will stick around northern counties over the next few hours, and then once we lose the heating of the day, they will be gone. But another complex later on tonight we'll try to work in, which will get a little bit farther south, so we got to keep our eyes on that. All right, mid-90s right now. Heat indices a little bit higher, upper 90s to near 100 degrees. Through the evening hours, temps drop back through the 90s, 80s into the 70s. Of course, we're going to look at the weekend and the holiday here in just a bit.
That's then. A busy intersection in Pittsburgh was temporarily shut down today due to an unusual sort of accident. A semi carrying an oversized load in a trailer attempted to turn from 4th Street onto Broadway, but its cargo was too high and it took out the traffic light. The road has since been cleared. City of Pittsburgh released its Economic Development Quarterly Report. It shows the unemployment rate in the city is currently at 2.6%. Officials also say the city's sales tax revenue for last month was the second highest ever collected. When it comes to wages, the median increased by 22.5% compared to last year. The report also gave an update on the new FedEx ground distribution center being built by Kansas Crossing Casino being built near there. It says the work on the center is on track to finish this fall. After the 2-year fireworks shortage in the U.S., stand owners and consumers now face the effects of inflation this 4th of July season. According to the American Pyrotechnics Association, overall costs of fireworks are up 35% this year. Some people say they've had to change vacation plans and limit the amount of money they spend on fireworks this season.
I think, yes, fireworks are amazing. Everybody has fun, but in reality, you're going to want gas for your car. It gets you places. It's going to last longer than what fireworks. Fireworks are fun, but ultimately you need gas for your car more than fireworks.
For information on when or if area communities are putting on fireworks shows, go to our website. That's koamnewsnow.com/events. Pittsburgh Police Department's reminding people about the city's fireworks ordinances. From now to July 5th, fireworks can be discharged between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. On the 4th in particular, they can be set off from 7 in the morning to midnight.
Discharge of fireworks does not allow for the discharge of fireworks to be in the public roadways, the streets, public property unless there's a special event permit. Fireworks are not supposed to be discharged in, on, or around motor vehicles, and fireworks are not supposed to be thrown at persons or motor vehicles that are in transport.
Officials suggest that you check your own city's fireworks ordinances before you set off any fireworks. 4th of July is all about celebrating independence, so Water Gardens in Joplin is raising money to help the independence of men. They're selling fireworks to raise money for the Forge program. Forge is a 16 to 18 month work readiness program for men who are cycling in and out of incarceration, rehab, homelessness, or a combination of those. All funds being raised will be put back into the campus to help sponsor a student.
It is a center for virtue and work, and I never really had a whole lot of virtue, so to learn them skills is a very, very awesome deal that we have going on. It just helps make you become a good man.
Costs about $5,000 to sponsor one person who goes through the Forge program. Coming up, the Missouri governor approves a budget for the state that cuts some funding, plus what a Kansas advocacy group says about the future of birth control access in the state. Missouri Governor Mike Parson has approved some state funding, but also cut some funding. The governor has signed a roughly $48 billion state budget. He also slashed funding that lawmakers had set aside for tax refunds for middle-income taxpayers. The budget still includes enough money to fully pay for the state's share of public K-12 busing costs, as well as a program to increase teacher pay to at least $38,000 a year. The budget also pays for expanded access to the Medicaid health care program. The first lawsuits are filed after an Amtrak train collision and derailment in northern Missouri that left 4 people dead and 150 injured this week. Amtrak and BNSF Railway Company filed a federal lawsuit against the concrete contracting company that owns the dump truck that was hit Monday by the passenger train. That lawsuit blames MS Contracting of Brookfield, Missouri for the crash, saying the train was clearly visible and the truck driver was careless in crossing the tracks. Crossing where the collision occurred has no lights, signals, or gates to warn of an approaching train. Federal officials say changes will be made.
It's important that we take this time to honor those who lost their lives and the serious injuries and make some change, make some improvements. We know there need to be some improvements.
Officials also say the train was traveling below the speed limit at the time of the crash. The limit at the crossing for trains was 90 miles per hour. The train was going 87. Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, there have been some concerns over how or if the move could impact birth control access. Reporter Abby Higginbotham spoke with a birth control advocacy group in Kansas who says Kansans should not fear losing access to their birth control.
After the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, some states moved to limit abortion access, and some Americans fear they will lose access to birth control as well. A recent poll shows 55% of people say they feel that the Supreme Court will eventually end or limit access to birth control and contraceptives. Terry Mancini with Power to Decide, a birth control resource organization, says Kansans should not fear losing access.
There is a right for folks to be concerned, but right now, there still is access. Birth control is legal in Kansas, and so you're able to get it from your doctor, from the clinic that you are familiar with.
In her opinion, already limited access to birth control in the state is more concerning. This Power to Decide study shows the lack of resources in the state is due to the lack of healthcare facilities. However, further limiting access to contraceptives doesn't seem likely without a fight.
Anything that happens is going to be a big battle. Any attempts to try to carve out is not just going to happen.
As far as emergency contraceptives and reports of many stocking up, there's no need to panic.
I wouldn't recommend that people go out and just hog it all for themselves. Of course, I understand people being worried about it. So I'm not saying don't go and get yourself some, but I'm saying make sure that there's some for other folks out there.
She says to make sure that those who want to use birth control know they have many ways to access resources.
Correct the record on this and make sure everyone knows, understands, and it's treated under the law as contraception, because that's what it is.
A little bit later, it's opening day of the Heart of America Firecracker Classic Baseball Tournament in Southwest Missouri.
Plus some scattered thunderstorms as we head into the holiday weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a hot day for us today. Temperatures into the mid-90s, and the humidity has been sneaking back in over the past couple days, but most of us are dry. There's a few thunderstorms out there. You can see a few cumulus clouds. This is our Landers Chevrolet tower cam, of course, on the southeast side of the city. All right, we're heading into the weekend. This is our drought tracker. A lot of people shooting off fireworks over the next couple days. We haven't had much rain over about the past three and a half weeks, so we are pretty dry. The grass is crunchy, so be careful with the fireworks as we are starting to dry out and continue to dry out over the next few weeks, even though we're going to toss in some rain chances. All right, mid-90s right now. It's hot, a little bit on the humid side, and it looks like through the evening hours we'll slide back through the 90s, 80s, into the 70s, eventually mid-70s a little bit later on tonight. But in general, most of you are dry. You can see some scattered thunderstorms past couple hours in our northwestern counties. Most of us are not affected by these. These are north of Wichita, over toward Emporia, and then just to the north of, let's say, Yates Center and Iola, really near Burlington and Garnett. These are pushing east and kind of falling apart, but a few isolated thunderstorms in our far northern counties for about the next 2 hours. Once we lose the heating of the day, those will be gone. Secondary complex developing northeastern parts of Kansas. That one will affect some of us a little bit later on tonight. All right, let's go through time. Most of the evening looks fine. And then after midnight, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, look at this complex. This should affect our northern towns. So Yates Center, Iola, Chanute, Parsons, Fort Scott, maybe as far south as Pittsburgh, Nevada, Lamar, over towards Stockton Lake. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms around in the morning. I don't think these will get into the metro. These are going to stay in our northern counties. Scattered thunderstorms in the morning, and then by the afternoon, everybody partly sunny skies. An isolated thunderstorm could pop up. I do think tomorrow a little bit cooler as a front kind of sneaks in, kind of stalls out, and then we'll start to lift toward the north. So about 90 in our northern counties, about 92, 93 for most of us. The humidity, not too bad on Saturday. Isolated thunderstorms tomorrow evening, and still we could get a few popping up anytime tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Slight chance for a pop-up storm again Sunday afternoon, but the heat, the humidity return back into the mid-90s by the time we head into Sunday afternoon. Let's go into the 4th of July. I think most of us dry, back into the upper 90s for highs, and then we continue to go upward near 100 on Tuesday, triple digits Wednesday, triple digits Thursday, most likely triple digits again on Friday. So it really gets hot. 93 tomorrow, 96 Sunday. Again, dodging a few storms, mainly in our northern counties tomorrow. 97 on the 4th, 100 on Tuesday, 102 Wednesday, a pair of 103s Thursday and Friday.
Those 4 days add up to 400 plus.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
408.
Wow. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws aim to split their series with the Sedalia Bombers, and Webb City Baseball hits the field for day one of the Heart of America Firecracker Showcase. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Joplin Outlaws opened a two-game set with the Sedalia Bombers last night at Joe Becker Stadium. Now, the Outlaws only managed one run, falling 4-1 in Game 1. And Joplin back on the field tonight, trying to earn the split against the Bombers. Game time for that one is at 7 o'clock in Joplin. We'll have highlights right here tonight at 10. Well, today is the opening day of the Heart of America Firecracker Classic in Southwest Missouri. Webb City plays 2 today. They started the day with a 1-0 win against the 4-1-7 Reds this morning. And Webb City back on the field this afternoon, facing the Missouri Athletics, aiming for a 2-0 start. Starting off in the bottom of the second inning, Drew Vonderhaar pokes one through the left side. One run will score, then another. Christian Brock also coming in. That ties the game up. The next batter, it's Gage Chapman, fighting one off the other way. Vonderhaar scores easily. RBI single for Chapman. Webb City now in the lead. Moments later, pitch gets away. Landon Johnson comes home. That extends Webb City's lead. Finally, we're still in the second inning. Kaylor Darnell pops one into right. It'll get down and find some grass. Runner scores. Darnell would trot safely into second. Webb City wins 2 today, taking this one 13-6. Staying with Webb City baseball, the Cardinals have a new head coach. Webb City High School has hired Andrew Donig to lead the baseball program. Now, Donig played his college ball at Missouri Southern, has been an assistant coach for Webb City for the last 9 seasons. Now, here he is getting his shot to lead the Cardinals program.
I've grown to really love this place. It's the amount of support that you get from this town, and the administration for sports is just unbelievable. I mean, you can look at our facilities and then look around the conference, and you know they're great. I mean, from basketball, football, baseball, I mean, they're unbelievable. And now, you know, they're improving our facilities over in baseball. We're going to have an indoor and a locker room right next to the field. So, you know, it's an awesome place to coach. The kids are great. Kids in Webb City will compete as hard as anybody around the state of Missouri, I guarantee you.
The St. Louis Cardinals are 43-35 so far this season. The Cards enter the day a game and a half behind the Braves for the second wild card playoff spot in the National League. St. Louis begins a 7-game road trip tonight, facing the Philadelphia Phillies. That one has already started. The Cardinals up 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nolan Arenado is 2 for 2 with a triple, a home run, and 3 RBIs already. We'll have the latest from this game right here tonight at 10. In the American League, the Kansas City Royals, 20 games under 500, open a series tonight on the road against the Tigers. Brad Keller gets to start on the mound tonight for Kansas City. That one has been delayed just a little bit, but they're just about to get started. No score in the top of the first. That's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Truman Gazaway served in the U.S. Army from 1966 to 1968. The liberal Missouri native was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute Specialist Truman Gazaway, a 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. As we head into the holiday weekend, the price of your July 4th cookout could be burnt by inflation. Also, WNBA star Brittany Griner appears in a Moscow courtroom for the first day of trial. And RV sales are soaring despite the high gas prices. Those stories, a lot more. It's all coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. It's gonna be hot as we head into the holiday weekend, as is typical for the 4th of July.
It is. 90s continue over the next few days. 93 tomorrow, 96 on Sunday. A few isolated thunderstorms over the weekend, and 97 on the 4th. Look at the triple-digit heat next week.
I don't want to look at that triple-digit heat next week.
I know it.
Final sports notes.
We're going to have more from new Webb City High School head baseball coach Andrew Donig right here tonight at 10. Also, we'll have our full web story posted here shortly to check out on our website.
A lot of Cardinals fans out there will be doing just that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.